Good morning. Welcome. It's Lagos Talks 91.3. It is time for your financial literacy program. It's time for Everyday Money Matters. And I'd like to say, if you want to hold money, keep money, grow money, then you're absolutely in the right place. But I have to tell you, Everyday Money Matters is a financial literacy program, and as such, answers to questions should not be considered as our financial advice, but merely the opinions of our guests. Kindly consult your financial advisor for your personal, business, financial related issues. Now that that's out of the way, welcome to Everyday Money Matters. If you have questions about financing, any questions at all, you could be a part of this program by calling any of these numbers live. There's 0809 191 3913 and there's 0809 222 0913. Don't forget 0809 234 5913. And of course, we have our money team in the building, Ugodre, Obichuku, and Loretta. Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Ugo, okay,
I just don't understand why you're so excited.
I don't know. Should I not be excited? I don't get it. It's we're talking about money.
I don't know. Like, I just don't think you should be this excited because I don't know. Like, why? Did you make money? Did anyone dash you money? What's the excitement?
I'm happy that I'm going to learn about how to raise money and keep money. Is that not exciting? Please, if you are jealousing me, please. Welcome. Right, let's get down into the business of things. There's some big stories that have happened. Well, I use that term loosely. Big story. The NPR, 11.5. I know it's a question we're going to deal with, but just in general, should anyone really care? Because it doesn't seem like it's such a big deal. But please enlighten us. What is that all about?
It is a big deal. Big deal.
Really?
Yes, it's not a big deal in terms of the number, 12.5 to 11.5. It's a big deal in terms of the statement that the CBN is making. Okay. So usually if you're somebody who follows the Nigerian economy, most times when inflation rate is galloping, right? Inflation rate is at 13.22%. Yeah. The CBN would usually increase the NPR rate. So the NPR rate, dear listeners, is the monetary policy rate, and that is the rate that determines how much the CBN lends money, what interest rate the CBN lends money to the banks, and vice versa. And it's the rate that banks relies on when they want to lend money to you. Right. So the banks will say NPR plus a margin. Why are you flashing naira?
Sorry, I was moved by the statements you are making about money.
If you are listening on radio now, just go on Zoom and see what Sadiq is actually fanning himself with some naira.
I
was wondering why the excitement today.
There's no proof. Go on, Ugodre. We're talking about the NPR.
Oh God. Oppressive. Anyway, what they usually do is increase, not reduce.
Okay.
So, but this time the CBN reduced it. They cut the rate, which is quite strange because you don't cut the rate when inflation is high. So the rate now is lower than inflation basically, right? Or just slightly higher, isn't it? Right? Yeah. What's it now? What's the NPR?
NPR is 11.25.
Yeah. So 11. So lower.
Okay.
Much lower than the NPR than inflation rate. So what is the message the CBN is trying to pass across? The CBN is saying to us that there is no need going after inflation because whatever monetary policy that they push, it's not going to change it. Monetary policy works when inflation rate is demand driven. Demand driven, it means prices are going up because you and I have a lot of money to spend. And we're throwing money around. So they use monetary policy. But when it's a supply side problem, which means prices have gone up structurally, not because you and I have a lot more money to spend, but because prices have just gone up. Example is the price of fuel, and the price of electricity. So that is one of the reasons why inflation is likely going to go further up, and then the devaluation. So for those reasons, you have seen the CBN say, look, there's no need targeting inflation. What we're going to rather do is target spending. So they want to spend a lot of money that they hope would drive down that structural problem, which is the effect of, so spend money on supply chains, spend money on distribution, distributing products, spend money on production, so that when you make those kind of spending, then you hope that prices will be stable. It's a very interesting line of action and a change of course for the CBN. And it's gonna, I'll be holding on to see how this works over the next few months, and whether they're gonna hold on to this or if they're gonna do a U-turn. It's interesting, and for those who track this economy, this is a very, very tipping point. This is like an interesting development, and it's important that everybody understand what is going on. Absolutely. But how is this going to affect your interest rate?
Yes, please.
Do you think it's going to reduce? No, I don't think so. Your interest rate is not going to change. It's going to remain the same. Because banks are not going to reduce interest rates when inflation rates are high. That's really the quagmire here.
Okay.
So banks will likely hold on. Also remember that savings deposit rate is very low, but I doubt that banks would change. Banks will hold rates.
Is it because the difference is too tiny, or because they just don't feel like it? I mean, the difference between the interest rates and the MPR is so little, or is it that they just want to keep on the way it is, take some more cash?
MPR, their own, is already lower than inflation rate right now. Because if you want to hold on to the previous one, it was 12.25, and inflation rate is 13.22. So taking it further down is just like, do you guys want to get us broke?
I see. So it's not really helping the banks, basically. Fantastic. Right. Let's get into
it's actually 11.5, not 25. 11.5%. Yeah, 11.5.
11.5.
So interesting thing was, it was 13.5, and they cut it to 12.5, and then they cut it to 11.5. So between May and September, MPR has been cut by 200 basis points, which is 2%. Unprecedented in the Emefiele era, because at the point it was 14% for almost 2 years. So it's interesting to see them, toe this line. Interesting times.
Interesting times. We'll keep an eye on that one and see what happens in the next couple of months, if it actually, really does what it's meant to do. Let's go to the questions. And don't forget, you can be a part of this broadcast via our webinar. All right. We have a Zoom webinar going on right now. Ugodre is there, Loretta's here, and you can also be a part of it too. Just go to @LagosTalks913 or @Nairametrics and click on the link. Right. So questions.
See Sadiq spending money, flashing money on air.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that's just fake news. Fake news.
Flashing money on air. Can you just imagine? Gosh.
Right, questions. It says, hi there. I have some financial questions to ask. I want to open a US dollar domiciliary account from any bank and perform foreign currency transactions. Can I fund the account at the bank branch I opened the account? Bracket, he's saying, I mean, the bank will do the exchange for me with the Naira and I'd fund the account straight away. It's just the USD Nigeria exchange rates. I always follow it at Nairametrics and it's scaring the hell out of me. The response is much appreciated. So he wants a domiciliary account, but every time he sees that exchange rate, he's like, don't do it. So what advice do you have?
Well, no, I was hoping you'd take that.
Okay.
All right. So,
are you mesmerized? Are you still being distracted?
And it's even 200 Naira. It's not even 1.
Exactly. That's why I'm wondering why you're able. This is not your currency. If it was Isi Mama Chalina, I understand. So please go on. Don't be distracted.
Well, Lagos, so that we don't get distracted by Sadiq and his cheap money. You can open a domiciliary account. Right, you can open a domiciliary account at any bank and receive inflows as well from anywhere. You can even buy dollars and deposit your dollars in your domiciliary account.
Okay.
Right. So, Sadiq.
Sorry, go on.
You can do that. So, but what you need to be wary of is there are very strict rules or controls. Some people like to call it capital controls around how you now go on spending that money or using that money. Yeah, so there are rules around how much limit that you can transfer at a particular period, how much you can withdraw as cash at a particular period. Right, so there are rules around it, and from what we gather, it appears that the rules are tightening in, like tightening the screw on those rules, so because of the currency.
Limits to what you can spend.
Yeah. There was one, memo. I think it was an article on Nairametrics this morning that has been flying around from the bank. We don't know if it's true, though. I don't know if it's true, but if you read it, kind of suggests that this is probably what the banks are also looking at doing. Like, banks are saying, look, maybe you can transfer money again to people like Sadiq. So if I have dollars in my account, then I can transfer to Sadiq, right? I can only transfer to myself. Money. Yeah. I can't. If I'm going to transfer to you, then it has to be Naira. So the bank will convert it to Naira and transfer to you, something like that. I don't know if it's true, though, but I mean, don't quote me, but I hope so too. So I mean, we're trying to confirm it as well through our contacts at the CBN, trying to see if it's true, because I mean, that says a lot. So to your question, you can open a domiciliary account, and if you earn money from anything you do legitimately and it goes into your account, I think that it's still your money. Nobody's going to take it from you. You can transfer it, but there are usually limits to what you can do with it. So it's not like Naira that you can transfer, but even Naira too has limits. Like, for example, there are some bank accounts that you open, they tell you can't do more than 100K a day or 200K a day, depending on the limits that are placed on your account or that you place on your account. So dollar is a little bit is like that as well, just that it's stricter. Yeah, it's much stricter.
Wow, these things. Anyways, I guess it's for the general good of the economy, not.
I don't know about that.
Well, because we have our own personal economy too. Right, another question. It says, my name is Joshua. Morning, Joshua. It says, I came across your website while surfing the internet for the best personal finance loans available in the country. Good, nice one. It says, I'd like to know, what are my chances of getting a loan up to 750 to 800,000 to start up my own personal e-hailing business as a driver? Wait. I read that right. He said, start up my own e-hailing business as a driver. But yeah, so I'm a bit confused by that though.
So he's probably a driver now and wants to start his own kind of like
his own okay e-hailing company. Wow. Okay, so if the one that you're working for isn't good, then just start your own. Fantastic. So what advice do you have for this wonderful person?
So he says, what are my chances of getting the loan? As high as whatever happens in the economy, right? So it depends on how you want to get the loan. If you're trying to get a bank loan, you know the process, you have a collateral, you tell them when to get your money, they'll out if you deserve it, they'll give you at an interest rate, right? However, for 750,000 to 800, there are probably better options than going to a bank, you know. That's from your family and friends, crowdfunding.
So
collect 100,000 from the people around you. You have your 800,000. You start. That way, given the economic constraints right now, you're not going to put yourself in any undue financial
burden.
Financial burden, rather. So your chances of getting a loan. I mean, there are so many options on getting a loan, but I think you should go for the one that you can best handle right now.
Okay.
The rest of it.
Take the informal routes, ask family, ask friends.
I would advise the informal routes. I don't think this is something you can apply for a grant for, considering the amount. Now, I'm not sure about Thinking about it, there are CBN grants for SMEs.
Yes.
Busting them, I hope. So you can check, for these kinds of grants, these loans that are not at the traditional interest rates.
Exactly. Yeah, because I was hearing it even for something about COVID-19. Even this morning, I was in the papers talking about a loan facility that's going to be out there. So hey, maybe look out for that. You know, if your friends or family are not picking up your phone calls, maybe the CBN will. Let's move on. This says, compliments of the day. I came across a number of companies in Nigeria that aid investing in US stocks. I would appreciate your opinion on any of them. So he needs advice in companies that are aiding or allowing people to invest stocks in the United States. So what do you want to say, Tom?
Yeah, there are a few companies out there that you can use. We have interviewed some of them on some of our other nairametrics shows on radio. Okay. I'm not going to mention names on this show because I'm going to get invoiced by SDIC. So I don't want to get charged for advertising names, right? Exactly. Because you can see that he's counting money on the show. So his hand is itchy. His hands itching. So I don't want to pay him. But there are stocks. I did look at one of mine today as well because there are some stocks that I'm interested in, like Nike. I like Nike stocks, and Nike did very well yesterday. The results came out yesterday, and it did quite well. Okay. Nike is currently selling at an all-time high. So I'm asking myself, is that a good time to get into the stock, or do I wait for it to drop a little bit before I jump right in? So the funny thing, I got a story last week from my neighbor. I don't know if he's listening to the show because he does listen to our show sometimes, and he was telling me how a friend of his in Nigeria, he made a deal. He did a deal some years back, and he got he made I think he said he made $500,000 or something. Right?
Sorry,
yeah, not your kind of money. $500,000.
Did you say 500? Sorry, let me just clear this right
now. 500. Yeah, $500,000.
Wow.
And then so he paid off his debts and a few things, and then he had $250,000 left. And then he gave it to his sibling to sort of put in a bank account for him abroad. And the sibling says, "No, why don't I just invest this money in some stocks for you? Maybe like Facebook, Netflix, and buy all those kind of things." And then this was several years ago. And he said, "Oh, just go ahead. I mean, I don't have problems. Go ahead." And then he goes ahead and he invests that money. And guess what? Today, that money is worth $4 million.
What?
Excuse me while I have a minor heart attack in the studio. Seriously?
$250,000 is $4 million. And then he withdraws $50,000 and goes to the Caribbean and have a life of his own.
You know what? I'm investing this money.
Splodges.
I must get my 4 million, even though I don't have the 250.
So yes, foreign stocks make a lot of sense. Right now, they do make a lot of sense. Wow. If you can get right one. Yeah, because I don't know. Sometimes I think that maybe we missed it. The best time would have been the opportunity. But it's the US. The US economy is like it's. I don't know. Sometimes it looks like it's going to fall off sometime.
Yeah, and
there's something that is different this time around. Yeah, what is different this time around is over the last 5-6 years, the US has pumped so much dollars into the world that there is so much. The reliance on the US dollar has never been this huge.
It's huge.
So it's so big that everybody would always fly to the safety of the dollars. And so long as you always fly to the safety of the dollars, that continues to be cheap source of funding for Americans. And that's why you see the stock market going up. The stock market is going up due to demand, to be honest. I mean, and a lot of these companies are doing quite well, right? And they also have companies that, have set their sights on the future. So they place huge bets on the future, and
speculating.
It appears that those bets might actually be working. And these are not companies that are not making money. They are making money.
Yeah.
Maybe not profits, but you can see that they are making money. You can say Tesla is making money, Apple is making money.
Yes.
Even cloud security companies in the US are making money. I mean, like, there's just so much shift. Look at Zoom. And how many 1,000% increase in revenue.
Zoom should somehow go on.
Yeah, so they are making some kind of money.
Yeah.
I don't know that, and that's why US stocks flights. So if you have good ones that you can purchase, try it. And we're working on 1 or 2 newsletters for Nairametrics as well. It's been working on it for a while. I have one for Nigerian stocks, so it's not doing that well. You can always subscribe to it. It's called SSN. But we're trying to work on one for foreign stocks.
All right.
But we take on Nairametrics style before I go into any newsletter. I have to understand that market. Oh, you have to
go on a break.
Oh, okay. Gotta go on break. All right.
Very short break. We'll be right back after this. Everyday Money Matters continues. That's all right. Welcome back to Everyday Money Matters, your financial literacy program. We have Ugodre, we have Loretta, and we have all our participants. Yes, they're right here on our Zoom webinar. And thank you for listening and tuning in as well. Now, we have questions from some of the participants. This is from Tuburu Igodaru. And he says, I'm being held ransom by an insurance company where I applied for my claim since January 2019. I have even written NICOM, but they have taken no step to help me out. What can I do to get my money from them?
That's strange because insurance companies pay their claims regularly. So have you been paying your premiums? If you've been paying your premiums, there's no reason why they shouldn't pay you. Did you go through an insurance broker? Maybe you want to get to an insurance broker to help you. Claims. Insurance brokers can help, and they get commission out of it. You want to maybe explore that option, but not. It's unlikely that they won't pay. I don't know how much that claim is. Maybe that's why NICOM isn't actually responding to you. But you did pay your premiums on time. That the claim, and you also didn't tell us why the insurance company is not paying you. Yeah, maybe we need to know why. What's their reason? Maybe that can help us understand the situation.
All right, brilliant. The other question is talking about the MPR and the base points to which it was reduced. I think we've talked about that already. You've explained exactly what CBN is trying to achieve with this. So, Tuburu, if you're listening, give us more information. You can type it in there. There's another question here that's quite interesting. It says, money people, please, there's a message circulating on WhatsApp regards survival fund for MSMEs by the federal government. Is this information real?
Verified information, verified information. If it's on WhatsApp and it's not anywhere on the internet, it's not real. So verified information to be sure. But there are funds that the CBN federal government is putting in place to help SMEs right now. So you might want to
look into that. So just go online, verify, preferably go to CBN's websites, rather than getting information from WhatsApp or even a third-party website. Go directly to the CBN's website and get and verify that information. Right, so another one here says, hello, Sadiq, I'm an importer of sneakers and clothing from overseas. With the recent surge in exchange... Yes.
Sadiq, just to respond to that question, one that you can also, just like Loretta said, if it's not online, then probably fake. One thing you can also do is type that, that terminology and then type Nairametrics beside it on Google. If you see a story like that, then most likely it's authentic, because I did that now and I saw something on survival funds for transportation, because the CBN has several intervention funds. And then at Nairametrics, we cover those things regularly. And we also try to explain how you can access those funds. So just type the survival funds and have Nairametrics type beside it on Google, and you'll likely see our coverage of it, because that's what we do. We cover the economy, and there is one. I just did it, and you can see it. I'm sorry if you do it, Sadiq, as well. You see that there's an article on survival funds on Nairametrics, and then you can read through it and see what it's about. But Laura says, please, if it's not online on trust websites you can trust, then don't believe it.
Tuburu is saying that the insurance company claims that there is a backlog of claims to be settled. My policy has actually matured and I paid up to date. The value of the claim is almost $1 million, and I was given a discharge voucher since last year. So
that means the insurance company is having financial troubles. That's just what it means. Because if you've given all that, then they should pay your claims. But if they have backlogs of claims, I did see the name of the insurance company. Though we don't want to mention it on air. I think that they're struggling, right? I think they're really struggling. Some of their branches are closed and they're struggling. So maybe that's why you're having this problem. But keep pushing, you get your money.
Well, we pray for you. Well, that is the end. We have come to that time where we cannot continue spraying and talking about money. So, Ugodre, final message to the people as we say goodbye and close the chapter today.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Chooks. Thanks, Daniel, Ganiyu, Hassan, Mustafa, Ngozi, Olatubosun, Olushola, Olatunji, Olushola, Onome, Otuke, Peter, and Tuburu for being on the show, for being part of the attendees on the show. Remember, you can always be one. Just follow our link. I can see the sports guy here already waiting to push us out. Loretta, thank you so much. Beautiful as ever. Nairametric School, good job. The crew, good job. Don't mind the sports guys. They don't have any money to share. They have no money to spend. But we tell you about money. All right? I'm a man, Joseph. You can see what our team is doing. I hope that Sheppy is not there somewhere.
No, he's not.
He won't show up today. He will show up today. All right, good. All right, guys. See you next week. Bye.
See you guys. Brilliant.